Everyone's heard of mermaids, beautiful women with tails of fish sitting on rocks in the middle of the sea on a hot sunny day, winking at you with a smile on their face. But only some have had the pleasure of a personal encounter with one, and boy were they lucky, or were they? Today, we're going to delve deep into the origins of mermaids and see what interesting myths revolve around these mystical sea beauties who might just not be so harmless and beautiful at all. So without further ado, let's dive deep in. The concept of mermaids dates back to ancient Assyria around 1000 BC, with the earliest known figure being the goddess Atargatis. Legend says Atargatis accidentally killed her mortal lover, and overwhelmed by grief and shame, transformed into a mermaid. Her upper body remained human, while her lower half became a fish, symbolizing her attempt to escape human emotions while retaining part of her identity. Ancient depictions show Atargatis as a figure of immense beauty and sorrow, highlighting her divine status and tragic error. Her story set a precedent for mermaid myths in later cultures. Over time, her image evolved, merging into the folklore of various civilizations and creating the enchanting yet mysterious mermaid image we know today. And as the legend of Atargatis extended beyond Assyria, it influenced neighboring cultures and evolved over centuries. In Egyptian mythology, water was of immense importance, revered among gods and goddesses. The Nile River, Egypt's lifeblood, brought fertility and sustenance to the land. Nephthys, a goddess linked to rivers and water bodies, is a key figure related to early mermaid imagery. Although not depicted as a mermaid, her role highlighted the Egyptians' profound connection with aquatic elements. The fusion of human and fish traits in Egyptian deities reinforced the symbolic link with fertility and life-giving water, as fish symbolism was pivotal in ancient Egyptian beliefs, significantly shaping mermaid mythology. Hathor, the goddess of motherhood and the Milky Way, is sometimes depicted in aquatic settings, merging female and fish imagery. Horus, the falcon-headed sky god, also had esoteric links to fish. These connections enriched the cultural tapestry, intertwining human and aquatic motifs. This blend in divine figures likely influenced mermaid conceptualization, creating a celestial and earthly aquatic mythology. But the mythology of mermaids in ancient Greece has roots in pre-Hellenic cultures. These early representations often involved water deities and spirits. The Greeks believed mermaids, known as nereids or sea nymphs, were beautiful maidens living in underwater palaces and often aiding sailors. Nereids, daughters of Nereus, the old man of the sea, symbolized the ocean's life-giving and destructive aspects. As Greek culture expanded, the idea of half-fish, half-woman creatures merged with local beliefs, creating rich legends. Sirens appeared most famously in Homer's Odyssey, written around the 8th century BC. The sirens, depicted as mermaid-like creatures, lured Odysseus and his men to their doom with enchanting songs. Initially portrayed as bird-women hybrids, later traditions transformed them into fish-tailed enchantresses. Another fascinating aspect is their connection to the myth of Alexander the Great's sister, Thessaloniki. According to legend, after Alexander's death, Thessaloniki became a mermaid. She swam the Aegean Sea, questioning sailors about her brother's fate. If they answered satisfactorily, she calmed the seas. Otherwise, she unleashed storms. This myth blends human drama and mysticism, highlighting mermaids' representation of the sea's unpredictability, capturing both its beauty and danger. Furthermore, the concept of mermaids in ancient Greece displayed cultural exchanges with neighboring civilizations, showcasing how myths evolved and adapted over time, as Hesiod's Theogony, written in the 8th to 7th century BC, also references mermaid-like beings. The sea god Nereus had 50 daughters, the Nereids, depicted as lovely sea nymphs aiding sailors in dangerous waters. Among them, Thetis, mother of Achilles, could shapeshift, linking the Nereids to the sea's ever-changing nature. Celebrated for their beauty, tranquility, and nurturing qualities, they symbolized the ocean's gentler side. Yet, tales of their wrath showed the sea's unpredictability and potential fury. This duality made the Nereids compelling figures in Greek mythology. But mermaids in ancient Greek mythology were depicted not only in literature and oral traditions, but also in art and sculpture. Various artifacts, including vases, mosaics, and sculptures, feature mermaid-like creatures, underscoring their cultural significance. For example, the famous mosaic at Bardo National Museum in Tunisia shows a Nereid riding a sea monster, embodying the alliance between beauty and peril associated with the sea. Over time, the image of mermaids evolved, influenced by foreign cultures through trade and conquest. Greek sailors encountered other seafaring civilizations, like the Egyptians and Mesopotamians, who also had myths of sea deities and spirits. These interactions enriched Greek mythology, adding complexity to their mermaid legends. By the Hellenistic period, the mermaid had become a symbol of the enigmatic and powerful sea. Ancient Rome's fascination with mermaids began through cultural exchange with Greece and other civilizations. Initially, Romans adopted mermaid myths from the Greeks. Roman mermaids evolved, taking on unique characteristics. They were often depicted with the upper body of a woman and the tail of a fish, and had the power to calm storms or cause shipwrecks, protecting respectful sailors but doomed those who disrespected the sea, integrating them heavily into their seafaring superstitions. In Roman mythology, mermaids were alluring yet perilous beings who enchanted sailors with their beauty and song, akin to Greek sirens. They were believed to dwell in underwater palaces filled with treasures. Often depicted with tritons, male sea deities with human upper bodies and fish tails, mermaids were central to many tales. Underwater temples dedicated to mermaid deities were common in coastal cities, where sacrifices and offerings were made for bountiful catches and safe journeys. Ancient Roman mariners firmly believed in these deities' influence, making mermaid mythology integral to their seafaring culture. Frescoes and mosaics from the Roman era depict mermaids alongside other marine creatures, highlighting their omnipresence in Roman life. But depictions of mermaids in Roman art vary significantly, shaped by local customs and beliefs. Some regions portrayed mermaids as benevolent, others as dangerous. For instance, murals in Pompeii show mermaids in harmonious natural settings, while in other places they are depicted as harbingers of doom. The Roman author Pliny the Elder described mermaids along with other sea creatures in his Naturalis Historia, blending observation with myth. He noted that the sea teemed with fantastical creatures, including mermaids. Additionally, Roman coins and jewelry often featured mermaid imagery. These items served as talismans, believed to invoke protection and good fortune on sea voyages, reflecting their symbolic importance in daily life and commerce. Thus, the mermaid myth had practical applications as well. Even Roman military campaigns utilized mermaid imagery extensively. Shields, banners, and ship prows featured mermaids as protective and intimidating symbols. Archaeological finds, like those in Herculaneum, reveal intricate mermaid artworks, underscoring their significant role in Roman culture and mythology. Temples dedicated to sea deities often featured mermaid carvings and statues. Festivals honored these deities with offerings for safe and prosperous voyages. Sailors carried amulets or wore jewelry depicting mermaids, believing they offered protection and guidance, showing how deeply mermaid mythology was intertwined with seafaring traditions. Literary references to mermaids persisted beyond ancient texts, influencing medieval European tales and folklore. In Roman port cities like Ostia and Puteoli, merchant vessels and fishing boats often even had mermaid figureheads. Mermaid depictions left a lasting legacy on Roman culture and beyond. They appeared in frescoes, mosaics, and sculptures, often with other mythological creatures. Roman villas and public baths frequently showcased mermaid imagery, signifying their widespread appeal. As the Roman Empire expanded, the mermaid myth traveled, influencing other cultures and regions. By now, mermaids have fascinated humanity for what seems like forever, with Asian cultures offering a rich tapestry of myths. In Japan, the mermaid, known as Ningyo, appears in folklore since the 3rd century. Unlike Western mermaids, Ningyo often have both fish-like and ape-like attributes. They are believed to bring misfortune if caught, but eating them grants extraordinary longevity or immortality. The famous story of Yaobukuni tells of a young woman who ate Ningyo flesh and lived for 800 years. Korean folklore introduces Mogwishin, water spirits in human form, guarding against water-related dangers. Unlike Ningyo, Mogwishin are generally malevolent and reside in lakes and rivers. Chinese mythology features Jiaoren, depicted as beautiful women with fish tails, known for their enchanting songs. They are seen as harbingers of storms, but can also be benevolent, saving fishermen from drowning. Exploring Asian mermaid folklore further, we delve into the Philippines, where tales of sirenas abound. These mermaids inhabit coastal waters, alluring sailors with their magical voices. Unlike the often dangerous Western mermaids, Philippine sirenas are benevolent, guiding lost fishermen back to shore. However, they can bring storms if angered. In Thailand, we find Suvarnamaka, a mermaid princess from the Ramayana epic. Suvarnamaka symbolizes compassion and love, working with the monkey god Hanuman. In Siberia, the Buryat people tell stories of Udagan, water spirits resembling mermaids. These beings are believed to inhabit Lake Baikal, the world's deepest lake, controlling storms and bestowing blessings on those who honor them. Delving deeper into Asia, we discover mermaid tales in Indonesian culture, notably the myths of Nyai Roro Kidul, the queen of the southern sea. She embodies the sea's nurturing and destructive aspects, revered and feared alike. Ni Rorokidal protects fishermen and sailors but demands respect and tribute to avoid her wrath. Turning to Central Asia, we explore mermaid folklore from Kazakhstan and Uzbekistan. In Kazakhstan, the myth of Suanasi, or Mother of Waters, echoes mermaid themes. She dwells in water bodies and appears as a beautiful woman. Revered as a protector of water sources, Suanasi is invoked in rituals to ensure water purity and abundance. In Uzbekistan, the legend of Darya Keys describes water spirits living in lakes and rivers, considered guardians of local water bodies. Their favor is sought by those relying on these sources for their livelihood. Both myths highlight water's significance in Central Asia's arid regions and the reverence for mermaid-like beings as custodians of this precious resource. These myths emphasize the essential relationship between humans and their environment, blending spiritual beliefs with practical needs for water conservation and respect for natural elements. In the Persian Gulf, mermaid legends are prevalent. In Iran, the Shah-Maran combines features of a woman and snake linked to mermaid imagery. Shah-Maran symbolizes wisdom and healing, believed to inhabit hidden water bodies. When discovered, she shares secrets of medicinal plants and healing practices. In Oman, tales of Bharat al-Dolphin, or dolphin women, are common. These mermaid-like beings are believed to live in underwater palaces and protect sailors and pearl divers, offering blessings for safe and prosperous voyages. Across the Asian region, mermaid myths reflect cultural values and environmental dependencies, highlighting the ocean's crucial role in daily life. Whether through protection, guidance, or blessings, mermaids in Asian folklore underscore humanity's enduring connection to the sea and its mysteries. And maybe the region with the most rich mermaid culture, ancient African lore is rich with tales of mystical beings, including mermaids of many kinds. In African mythology, these aquatic spirits are not always benevolent. One intriguing origin of mermaids comes from the Dogon people of Mali. They believe in water spirits called Namos. According to the Dogon, Namos were amphibious beings sent from the sky, seen as divine instructors who brought knowledge to humanity. They are depicted with fish-like characteristics and are central to Dogon cosmology. West Africa also has mermaid lore, particularly with the Mami Wata, water spirits venerated across many cultures in the region. Mami Wata, often depicted as beautiful women with fish or snake tails, are believed to bring both fortune and misfortune, revered and feared equally. The cult of Mami Wata spans several countries, each culture offering its own twist on the tales surrounding these enigmatic beings. These water spirits play a crucial role in traditional rituals and ceremonies. In East Africa's coastal regions, the Swahili people tell stories of the Kiboko woman, a half-human, half-hippopotamus creature inhabiting water bodies. The Kiboko are often seen as protectors of water bodies, capable of bestowing blessings or curses. Similarly, the Yoruba people revere Olokun, a powerful sea deity. Olokun, believed to control ocean depths, is depicted with human and fish-like features. Ceremonies and offerings honor Olokun for prosperity and protection. The fascination with mermaids in African folklore extends to island nations. In Madagascar, legends of Fanafodi, mermaid-like spirits inhabiting the island's waters, abound. These spirits possess magical healing powers and are invoked during illness. Traditional healers, known as Ombiasi, perform rituals to seek the Fanafodi's aid in curing diseases. In the Seychelles, the Grand Talau stories are well known. Grand Talau, a giant mermaid living in deep freshwater pools, is both feared and revered. Locals believe she controls water availability, crucial for island communities. Zanzibar, off the coast of Tanzania, has its own mermaid lore intertwined with Swahili culture. Here, mermaids are seen as intermediaries between humans and the spirit world, conveying messages from ancestors. They feature prominently in traditional stories and songs, highlighting their cultural significance. In Kenya, the Luo people believe in Dero, a mermaid spirit who acts as both protector and punisher. Residing in Lake Victoria, Dero can bring good fishing fortune or capsize boats in anger. Fishermen offer prayers and perform rituals to appease Dero before fishing. Mermaids symbolize the consequences of human actions, emphasizing environmental stewardship and cultural respect. In African folklore, mermaids are integral to the moral and ethical framework of various societies. In contemporary times, these beliefs have adapted to modernity while retaining traditional significance. Shrines and altars dedicated to mermaid spirits are found in both urban and rural areas, showing their enduring relevance. Across the African diaspora, African mermaid myths influenced regions like the Caribbean and the Americas through the transatlantic slave trade. Here, African mermaid figures merge with local folklore, creating new spiritual expressions and cultural identities. For instance, in Haitian Vodou, the spirit La Sirène blends African mermaid lore with local beliefs, embodying beauty, mystery, and power. This cross-cultural exchange shows how African mermaid myths have transcended continents and evolved. These stories, rich in symbolism and tradition, continue to captivate and inspire, reflecting a deep reverence for the mysteries of the natural world. Mermaids have captivated humanity for centuries, first mentioned in ancient civilizations. Their depiction in the Middle Ages, however, adds a unique twist to their lore. During this period, mermaids were seen as both beautiful and dangerous. In medieval European folklore, they were omens of disaster, luring sailors to their doom with enchanting songs and stunning looks. This perception is vividly illustrated by medieval manuscripts and bestiaries, combining detailed illustrations with moralistic tales about the sea's dangers, emphasizing the risk they posed. This shift in storytelling reflected the era's fears and moral lessons, often incorporating themes of sin, virtue, and divine retribution. The origins of medieval mermaids intertwine with ancient mythologies, incorporating elements from Greek, Roman, and Celtic traditions. In Greek mythology, sirens, initially bird women, later transformed into part fish creatures, influencing medieval mermaid lore. The Romans contributed through sea nymphs, nereids, depicted as beautiful maidens of the sea. Celtic legends also played a crucial role, featuring beings like selkies, who could transform from seals into humans. As these myths converged in medieval Europe, mermaid stories evolved, combining diverse characteristics from different cultures. This blending created a rich tapestry of mermaid lore, varying across regions. Some medieval tales describe mermaids with the power to control storms and shipwrecks. Other accounts depicted them as wise beings possessing secret knowledge of the ocean's depths. The Christianization of Europe added depth to the mermaid myth. During the Middle Ages, the Church significantly shaped mermaid narratives, depicting them as symbols of temptation and moral weakness. Medieval texts and ecclesiastical teachings warned against their seductive allure. Christian iconography often portrayed mermaids as dangerous, aligning them with unholy or demonic creatures. These interpretations reinforced mermaids as moral lessons in physical form. Additionally, some medieval accounts describe interactions between mermaids and saints, where saints' purity triumphs over mermaids' seduction, highlighting Christian virtues over pagan temptations. The Church's influence profoundly transformed mermaid lore into symbols of spiritual and moral conflict. Maritime culture and the era of exploration during the Middle Ages influenced mermaid stories. As sailors ventured into uncharted waters, encounters with the unknown led to a surge in mythical sea creature tales, including mermaids. These stories emerged as attempts to explain mysterious and dangerous sea voyages. Sailors' accounts depicted mermaids as alluring and treacherous, embodying the sea's unpredictable nature. Sea voyages were perilous, and mermaid legends often personified these dangers. Sailors often attributed shipwrecks or navigational mishaps to mermaids. Natural phenomena, such as sightings of manatees or dugongs, sometimes reinforced these beliefs, as sailors mistook them for mermaids. This blend of real-life observations and imaginative storytelling enriched mermaid lore, making it a distinct feature of medieval maritime culture. Through these tales, mermaids served as both warnings and wonders, encapsulating the awe and fear the sea inspired in medieval sailors. The literary world of the Middle Ages significantly contributed to the enduring legacy of mermaids. Medieval literature, from chronicles to romances, often featured mermaids to symbolize various themes. A notable example is the story of Melusine, a French legend figure, part human and part serpent or fish. She married a nobleman, but transformed into a mermaid-like creature every Saturday. Melusine's tale illustrates love, betrayal, and transformation, common in medieval narratives. Another example is the Physiologus, a widely read book in medieval Europe, describing and morally interpreting various animals, including mermaids. The text depicted mermaids as dangerous, influencing subsequent bestiaries. These literary works entertained and conveyed moral and ethical lessons. The popularity of such stories ensured mermaid legends were well known across medieval society. Literary depictions of mermaids played a key role in embedding these mythical creatures into the cultural fabric of the Middle Ages, making them emblematic of deeper human experiences beyond mere folklore. The artistic depictions of mermaids in the Middle Ages reveal intriguing aspects of their origins. Medieval art, including illuminated manuscripts, tapestries, and carvings, frequently featured mermaids. These artworks often served didactic purposes, illustrating allegories and cautionary tales. For instance, mermaids in manuscript margins symbolized vanity, temptation, and the perils of the sea, reinforcing medieval Europe's moral teachings. Architectural elements also showcased mermaid motifs, from church carvings to stained glass windows, blending religious and secular themes. Additionally, mermaids appeared on Mappa Mundi, highlighting unknown and dangerous parts of the world. Their presence in diverse media underscores the widespread cultural significance of mermaid lore during the Middle Ages. These visual representations not only enriched art, but also perpetuated the symbolic roles ascribed to mermaids in medieval thought. And now the origins of mermaid mythology in pre-colonial Americas, which are both fascinating and complex. Indigenous tribes across the continent had unique folklore featuring fish-human hybrids. The Olmecs, an ancient civilization in present-day Mexico, were among the first to record these stories, depicting mermaid-like figures on artifacts dating back to 1500 BCE. Known as sirena, these figures were believed to inhabit lakes, rivers, and coastal waters, often portrayed as protectors of water or mysterious beings associated with fertility and life. The Inuit of the Arctic regions have their own mermaid-like creature called Sedna, a central figure in Inuit mythology and the goddess of the sea and marine animals. Legend says she was a beautiful young woman betrayed by her father and transformed into a powerful sea deity. As a mermaid-like figure, Sedna controls sea creatures, and Inuit hunters performed rituals to appease her for successful hunts. In South America, the Muisca people of Colombia worshipped a water goddess named Huitaca, depicted as a mermaid with a human torso and fishtail. Huitaca was associated with fertility and mischief, often seducing men and leading them to drown, so watch out. The Mapuche people of Chile speak of the Pincoya, a beautiful mermaid that promotes ocean fertility by dancing on beaches. The Pincoya ensures the abundance of fish and shellfish, crucial for the Mapuche's survival. On the Pacific coastline, the Chumash people of California spoke of water babies, small mermaid-like beings living in lagoons and coastal waters. These water babies had magical singing voices capable of healing or harming. The diverse interpretations of mermaid-like figures across regions highlight the universality and variety of mermaid mythology in pre-colonial Americas, each story reflecting local beliefs and environmental contexts. In the Andean regions, the Incas intertwined their mermaid mythology with extensive knowledge of astronomy and natural phenomena. They believed in Mamacocha, a sea goddess who controlled the ocean and its bounties. She was invoked for protection against natural disasters like tsunamis and floods, overseeing marine wildlife and ensuring fishermen's prosperity. The Paracas culture, preceding the Incas, also depicted marine deities in their textiles, indicating a long-standing reverence for oceanic spirits in Andean civilization. These rich stories from pre-colonial Americas underscore the profound respect and intricate relationship indigenous cultures had with water, viewing it as a source of life, mystery, and power, and possibly doing it with beautiful water spirits. In the 16th century, during the Age of Exploration, European sailors began documented many encounters with mermaids. These accounts surged as maritime journeys expanded. In 1493, even Christopher Columbus claimed to have seen mermaids near Haiti. During the 17th and 18th centuries, fascination with mermaids grew. In England, Sir Walter Raleigh's travel narratives reported mermaid sightings. Similarly, naturalists like John Smith documented supposed encounters with these sea creatures. This fascination led to elaborate hoaxes. Among the most famous was the Fiji mermaid, exhibited by P.T. Barnum in 1842. This mermaid was later revealed to be a monkey's torso sewn onto a fish's tail. Despite being debunked, such exhibits sustained public curiosity about mermaids. By the 19th century, mermaids became prevalent in popular culture, literature, and folklore. Hans Christian Andersen's fairy tale, The Little Mermaid, published in 1837, significantly impacted the mermaid image in Western literature. This period also saw mermaids featured in maritime folklore as omens of disaster or fortune. The transition from sea myths to popular culture ensured the mermaid's place in modern mythology and beyond. In the 20th century, mermaid imagery evolved, blending folklore with emerging media. With film and television, mermaids gained prominence. A notable representation appeared in Disney's 1989 animated film, The Little Mermaid, based on Hans Christian Andersen's tale. This adaptation brought mermaids into mainstream consciousness, imprinting the enchanting, red-haired Ariel on popular culture. Simultaneously, marine tourism and theme parks like Weeki Wachee Springs in Florida featured live mermaid performances that captivated audiences. These shows, starting in the mid-20th century, involved synchronized underwater swimming by women in mermaid costumes. Additionally, the 20th century saw increased speculative scientific inquiries into mermaid myths. Some researchers linked mermaid legends with theories like the aquatic ape hypothesis, though these remained speculative and controversial. The synergy between traditional folklore and modern popular culture cemented mermaids' enduring allure as symbols of mystery and transformation. The allure of mermaids continues to captivate audiences into the 21st century, appearing across various media and pop culture. Early 2000s literature saw a resurgence of mermaid-themed novels, appealing to young readers. Films like Splash and Aquamarine offered modern takes on mermaid mythology, blending romance and fantasy. Television series such as H2O, Just Add Water, and Siren explored mermaid stories in contemporary settings. Social media has also significantly spread mermaid culture, with online communities and influencers popularizing the mermaiding trend, where enthusiasts wear mermaid tails for swimming and photography. This trend has led to mermaid conventions and gatherings, celebrating the myth creatively. Environmental movements have utilized the mermaid figure to raise awareness about ocean conservation, invoking mermaids to stress the importance of protecting marine ecosystems. The blend of ancient myth and modern sensibilities ensures that the fascination with mermaids remains vibrant and relevant. The mermaid phenomenon has significantly influenced contemporary art and commerce. Artists and designers draw from mermaid mythology, creating paintings, sculptures, and fashion lines. The iconic imagery of mermaids with flowing hair and shimmering tails is a staple in fantasy art and design. Commercially, mermaids serve as branding tools, especially for beauty and sea-related products. Companies use mermaid imagery to market beauty products, swimwear, and themed merchandise, leveraging the enchantment and allure of these mythical creatures. Additionally, eco-friendly products often use mermaids as symbols of natural beauty and environmental consciousness, merging commercial success with ecological awareness. The scientific community has explored the mermaid mythos. Historical accounts of mermaid sightings, often misunderstandings or exaggerations, spurred interest in marine biology and unknown sea creatures. Cryptozoology, which investigates myths about undiscovered animals, often includes mermaids. Aquatic anthropology examines how sea myths reflect human connections to water and its creatures. While the aquatic ape hypothesis suggests a link between human evolution and semi-aquatic traits, it remains speculative and controversial. The fascination with mermaids has encouraged inquiry into folklore, anthropology, and biology. This interdisciplinary approach enhances our understanding of mermaid myths within cultural and scientific contexts. Researchers continue to explore how these legends have evolved and their implications for human imagination and maritime history. Thus, the mermaid remains a subject of fascination, not only in the arts, but also in scientific endeavors, offering insights into human belief and ocean mysteries. I truly hope you enjoyed the video about these beautiful sea creatures, and the next time you see one, be sure to give her a big, warm hug from me. If you did enjoy the video, be sure to watch our other documentaries as well, and definitely smash the like and subscribe buttons so you won't miss our future videos. Your fast history provider, history but fast.